Yeah, let's get into your answer.
Okay, my answer, um, at first blush, would probably be, would I attend a gay wedding? I would say, I would say no, but then I would once I like debated that and I thought about it, and the immediate answer came up as no. I started to interrogate that answer,
Okay.
and I started to say, well, Ray, why would you not attend a gay wedding? And I remember we talked about this because I like to think of things in stories. You know, like me, like I fancy myself a storyteller. Um, and I remember I was posing to you a scenario, and I said like, I'll make it really short. Let's say you worked at an office and you're a born again believer, and you work in the world, and you have two coworkers. One coworker is Shelly, straight heterosexual female. One coworker is John, gay homosexual male, and you're both cordial with them. You know, you're perhaps a little bit more cordial with Shelly than you are with John. Um, but you know, it's the workplace. You keep up appearances. You do water cooler talk. You know, whatever. But you find out that Shelly and John both are engaged, and they're to be married, and you get an invite to both weddings. Now you immediately are like, and now here's the catch: both weddings are on the same day, because you were like, dang, I'm gonna have to like make up an excuse for John because you know Shelly's I may be butchering this, but Shelly's having her wedding, John is having his wedding. They both happen to be on the same day, so you don't have to make up an excuse for John. You just have to say, you know what, Shelly asked me first. I'm gonna go to her wedding. So you go to Shelly's wedding. Both of them have the trappings of a Christian wedding, right? They're both in the church. John's is obviously a gay affirming church. Shelly's is a more, you know, traditional Episcopalian, you know, like just one of those like Lutheran, whatever. And you have the minister that they've hired. You know, he reads from the holy book. Somebody quotes one of the bridesmaids, one of the groomsmen. They quote the First Corinthians thing: "Love is patient, love is kind." You know, whatever. It was even a joke in that movie. What was that movie with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson? Wedding
Wedding
Crashers.
crashers.
How they were sitting up joking about how, okay, they're going to say First Corinthians. No, they're going to say this verse because they had been to so many weddings. How they
Yeah.
had always said that verse. So they say the verse. They read the vows. And now, keep in mind, Shelly and John both aren't believers. They both don't know Jesus. After they say yes and they're married, Shelly drops dead and John drops dead right at the altar. Where are they both going
Without Jesus,
without Jesus?
they're going to hell.
They're going to hell. Okay, that's just hardcore. So I'm thinking about that. The reason why I brought up that story was because when I put it to myself like that and I thought through it that way, I'm like, is there really any difference when you're talking about unbelievers, when you're talking about people who don't know Jesus, whether they're straight or gay, going to their wedding when it comes down to it? Or is it just a matter of what you're comfortable with or what Christian, like modern Christian culture is deemed acceptable? Like, this is, you can have unbelieving friends who are like this, but you can have unbelieving friends who are like that. And that's why I started to interrogate that answer. Like, Ray, is it just because like you would feel uncomfortable in that space? You know, because Shelly is not a believer either. You know, like dead in her transgressions and sin just as much as John is. You know, so, and this is getting more into like when I bring up the scriptures, but I just want to start at that and get your response to it.